Deadline.com awards columnist Pete Hammond, just back from Cannes and the film festival. So what did you see? What was? Let's do a look at the awards overall. How did they go?
Well, you know, I think when you see these awards, they're chosen by a jury of 9 people. So it's not like the Oscars where there's 6,000 voting. So it really depends who's on the panel, and they're filmmakers from all over the world, and you know, and they all have different tastes. I think it went like a typical Cannes Awards. The movies that won were foreign language pictures, and those tend to be favored. Although last year, you know, the American entry, The Tree of Life, won the big award, the Palme d'Or. It was the only American entry. This year, there were 5 official American entries. They all got snubbed.
They all got skunked out, so there's no Americans anywhere in the list.
No, there's barely any English language movies. I mean, there was one that won what they call the Prix de Jury, which is essentially the jury prize, 3rd place, and that was Ken Loach's The Angel's Share, which is set in Scotland, but the accents are so thick that they had to put English subtitles on it. Right. So we put a little asterisk next to that one.
Since there are only 3 known bottles, the sale could raise £1 million.
What? This could be a big chance to make money, Robbie.
It's a terrific movie. It's about the, you know, economic troubles today and these kids that can't find work or anything. They come up with a scheme to steal this very valuable whiskey. It's very, very funny. And so that was the rare kind of comedy that was given an award here. Mostly it's serious, dour stuff. And
like the winner.
Like the winner, yeah, very much. The winner was Amour, and Sony Classics has it. And it stars these veteran French stars, Jean-Louis Trintignant and Manuel Riva, and it's about a husband caring for his wife who's become a stroke victim, and it's just become like the end of life, you know, and this great love story. And it's very sad, and it's very depressing for people that have gone through this. But it's Michael Haneke, who has won the Palme d'Or before for The White Ribbon, but he's Austrian and he's essentially made a French movie.
Tu ne vas quand même pas malmener ton image sur tes vieux jours.
Tu m'encadrerais bien. Mais c'est quoi mon image?
Tu es un monstre parfois.
And this got the biggest ovation I have ever seen almost at any award show. They would not stop cheering when it was announced as the winner of the Palme d'Or, and the 2 stars came up. They would not stop cheering, and then when they finished, they went on again for another 5 minutes. It was really emotional. So it was a very popular winner, and I think it's going to play very well with the Motion Picture Academy when it comes time to pick foreign language picture this year. I think it'll be Michael Haneke's best chance ever to win this award finally.
Did you see anything else among all the films there, both the American films that got shut out and the award winners, that you think is going to have legs, as it were, for the rest of the year into the award season?
Yeah, well, a movie I saw was called Mud, and it comes from an American director named Jeff Nichols, who won the Critics' Week last year with Take Shelter, which is a terrific movie with Michael Shannon. This stars Matthew McConaughey and Reese Witherspoon, and these 2 kids, these newcomer kids. One kid was in Tree of Life, and the other kid's never acted. And it's a cross between Huckleberry Finn and Stand By Me, and a lot of great coming-of-age movies with these kids. And they come across this guy who's wanted for murder, but they don't know it, and that's Matthew McConaughey on this deserted island. And they forge a relationship. But the movie, essentially, like Amour, is about love. And it's about, you know, this one kid and just feeling the first pangs of love himself, and the Matthew McConaughey character who gets into trouble because of this undying love he has for this tramp named Reese Witherspoon.
So there were great children's performances in Mud and earlier in Moonrise Kingdom.
Yes, it opened and closed the festival with kids. I mean, remarkable. They almost stole the show in Cannes this year in terms of breakthrough performances.
And then you throw in Madagascar 3, which is a kid's movie, and the American representation was all for kids, it sounds like.
Yeah, although I wouldn't classify these movies as kids' movies per se, as movies that feature kids, although Madagascar obviously is. That wasn't in competition, though. Moonrise was opened this weekend to the biggest numbers a specialty movie has ever had.
130,000 a screen?
Per screen, yeah, on 4 screens, which is amazing. And it was, I think, partially due to that Cannes send-off. It did so well there, but again, it was totally snubbed. Of course, Nanni Moretti, very famous Italian actor, director, didn't have any problem giving the 2nd place, the very prestigious grand prize, to Reality, Matteo Garrone, an Italian's movie that all the pundits and the journalists there were shocked by. It was not well received. I personally thought it was a very entertaining movie. Whether it's an award winner, I'm not so sure, but it was about a guy who becomes obsessed with getting on the Italian Big Brother reality show. And it was kind of fun to watch, but I was actually surprised it came in.
So of the other award winners for actors, screenplay, et cetera, was there anything there that particularly caught your eye, or on the flip side, that you had a problem with?
I think that when you give out so few awards and you have so many movies, that were worthy, to give one movie 2 awards is overdoing it. And they did with one movie called Beyond the Hills. And this one was just as bleak. It's about a monastery in Romania and this girl that comes to visit her friend who is sort of in this cult now, and they perform an exorcism for 2.5 hours, and it goes in bad places. Well, they loved that. It won Best Screenplay, and what the hell, let's give it Best Actress too. Let's give it to both those actresses who starred in it. So they tied. So this movie got too much, I thought, considering all the other great movies that were shut out. The Brad Pitt movie is terrific. Killing Them Softly, that Weinstein Company is going to release in September. It's got something to say about politics, but it's a real down and dirty film noir hitman kind of thing. And Brad Pitt and Richard Jenkins, a wonderful cast. James Gandolfini are in it. Got nothing. It's a terrific film. John Hillcoat's Lawless was very entertaining with Shia LaBeouf.
Shoot 'em up, right?
Shoot 'em up, set in the 30s, the Moonshine Wars. Got nothing. Mud, as I mentioned, I love that film. Got nothing. Moonrise Kingdom, this was the first time Wes Anderson had ever had anything at Cannes, and he was roundly ignored too in the end. It's a little sad to see, all these movies go by. You can't give everything, but Beyond the Hills, quite frankly, that's a movie that'll open here and close within 2 or 3 weeks.